Hello and welcome to Big Red Journeys. I am your host Big Red, and on today's journey we are back here at SeaWorld San Diego for the special event Inside Look. This is an opportunity through the month of January where they give you kind of a little behind the scenes look as what it takes to 1, run the park, 2, rescue these animals, rehabilitate them, and hopefully bring them back into the wild. So it's a great time, great event, and I enjoy coming here every time it happens. So if you care to follow along with me on this journey, let's go. Inside Look is really a way for you to kind of go behind the scenes, get to talk to some of the animal keepers here, the aquarists, the behavioralists, even medical staff and the rescue team, and really figure out what makes SeaWorld tick behind the scenes from the part, not the rides, not the shows, but the people who help take care of these amazing animals and rescue them. And right before you enter, just to the left of the entrance, they got a nice cool little advertisement, actually a little Instagram photo spot you can take for advertising for the new Sesame Place coming here in March, where the old water park is. Well, the water park's still going to be there, but obviously it's been rethemed and they added some cool rides. So I'm very excited to see this when it opens. So we're going to start off today by checking out one of my favorite animals, the sea otters. They're over at the Otter Point next to Dolphin Point, or Dolphin Cove, and in previous years they actually would take you behind the scenes into a little otter shack that they have there. That's where they actually prep the food, weigh them, check them out, put them in for medical care, whatever it needs be. And they even let you actually feed the animals. But due to the current world situation, I have a feeling that's probably not going to happen. But it's still pretty cool because you get to talk to the animal behaviorist. They talk about the animal husbandry and how they take care of them, fun facts and whatnot. So let's go see what is there.
Usually it's crabs, clams, mussels, sea urchins, and octopus and lobster, and they do eat mussels out in the wild. In fact, they have been known to be able to eat between 40 and 50 different invertebrates and shellfish. And they are very territorial animals. They don't like to leave a territory if they feel it's prey rich.
Well, it looks like, unfortunately, due to the current health situation going on in the world, the kind of going behind the scenes into the actual otter shack, like back here, that is not happening this year. So I would probably assume that a lot of the other inside looks are going to kind of get rid of the behind the scenes portion of things. But it was still cool to hear the keeper talks, tell them some facts, some stories about the particular animal. So that's always great and enjoyable and always fun. So definitely something to draw you into SeaWorld to check it out. Also, just doing a quick update check over here by the old Submarine Quest ride that got taken out. Looks like they kind of finished up and took the barricades off. Picnic tables over there, grass, more picnic tables over there with a huge beach lounger. They still kept elements of the ride, which is quite interesting, including this facade over here, which I believe was the loading zone. But outside of that, I'm worried that they might be done. Oh, wow, it's still nice. It's very beautiful, but I was really hoping for them to put something else in here, a small ride or something, but I guess that's not going to be the case. Okay, so now we're going to go to the other side of the park because we're going to go near to Wild Arctic to the penguin encounter because we're going to listen to the Magellanic penguin talk, some of my favorite flightless birds of all. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited for this one. With the penguins, it's usually just a talk. They never did any kind of like really behind the scenes, behind the exhibit. But it's still pretty interesting to hear the stories, personal anecdotes, and just some fun facts that you can learn. You wait until you see the keeper come out. They are just going to go crazy. They just pop out of the water, start walking towards them because they know usually when someone comes out as an employee, that usually means food. Let's just wait.
Got herring and capelin right now.
Ooh, deliciousness right there.
There's some sardines that are in there as well, but I think they're kind of.
And of course, all market quality.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Indeed.
This is.
Alrighty, for those of you joining us here at our Magellanic Penguin exhibit. Welcome, welcome. I'm standing over here by the speaker. If you can hear me, give me a big wave. Hi, thanks. I'm Eileen. I'm here on behalf of the Education Department here at SeaWorld, and I'm joined by my fellow apiculturist, Amy. She takes care of all of these magnificent birds here at SeaWorld, including our Magellanic penguins. So you'll notice these color-coded bands on their wings or flippers. That's to identify who's who. It identifies their species and then a given number. They might all look the same, so it's very important to be able to identify who may be eating, who isn't eating. Also, by identifying that color-coded ID tag, they'll be able to track their medical record to see whether it's a male or a female. All of that is taken in place when you have this many birds that all look alike. Same goes with the flamingos and then also the cold weather penguins inside the exhibit.
Also, I do have to say, obviously we're already past the holiday season, but it is nice and relatively empty here at the park. I was looking at the rides. All of them are 5-minute walk-up times. It's a great time to be here right now. So definitely, if you're interested not only in finding a little bit of a special event with the inside look, if you're a huge animal lover, but then too, getting a chance to get on a bunch of rides in the non-busy peak time or non-busy season, now's the time to come.
It's an exciting time.
So while we're in here, they got an inspiring stories talk with the penguin encounter, which is pretty cool. As you can see, there's a couple of the animal caretakers are in the back over there, and they actually talk about some of their anecdotes and stories about the penguin. And look, she's even got one following her. Looks like an Adelie penguin.
The breeding season is just about finishing up. So the chicks are growing up. It'll take a few more weeks to get their waterproof feathers in. So breeding season is just about over, but that's only for the small penguins. We're now coming into our king breeding season, which is actually starting right now. And then after that, we'll go into some alcid breeding, the birds and the puffins, and then we go into the emperors, and then we're right back here.
Well, since we're already over here in the Arctic area, we can go into the wild Arctic area because the beluga inside talk is going to be very shortly. So let's go. So it looks like before we enter into the beluga viewing area, the water quality open house is going to be just to the left. So I'm going to assume that this is the water treatment facility that they use for the water inside wild Arctic. So they're going to have little signs here. It's a self-guided tour. The tours are running between 11 and 4 o'clock each day during the inside look. So you can go at your leisure. If you know anything about pools, if you have a pool at your house, you know there's a lot of machinery involved, even for just a simple above ground or even in-ground pool. So just imagine having to have tanks that house live animals of this size with so many thousands upon thousands of gallons of water. And here's something that's pretty cool, some of the enrichment toys. Yes, these are toys. They look like trash can barrels, plastic. That's a little sand pit that you get for like your little kids. But these are enrichment toys. They're buoyant so that they allow to, stay at the water, don't have to worry about sinking. But then the whales can play with them, bump them. They'll use these to kind of like pull on them and just bite on to do everything. You see some of the scratches. They brush up. I've seen animals where they actually kind of brush up the body next to this and get a little back scratch. So it's pretty cool. Like, this is really nice to see some of the enrichment items up close.
We all build relationships, and it's the number one thing we do with our animals. It doesn't matter if you're a trainer here for 1 month or you've been here for 20 years. You are constantly working on and building your relationship. So how does that connection help, and what are some of the benefits of it? Well, one, it's just you're developing a very close bond and an awesome relationship with some pretty remarkable animals. And all these hunting behaviors allow us to really keep track and make sure we're being very proactive with their health care.
Staff come out here pretty regularly and frequently, so that they're used to seeing our vets. So that if something appears to be up, something could be wrong with them, we can get our vets out, and it doesn't stress them out any more than normal, because they're used to seeing the vets as well as us. Now you'll see over here, let's see, Lupin.
She pocketed some ice in her pocket. The scene reminds me of a movie from the 80s. Interesting. Alright, so now we're going to make our way over to the Mission Bay Theater. One, they're having this cool trivia thing going on right now. I guess we're going to talk about the history and some fun facts, and you can actually play around and answer some questions. They're also showing episodes of Sea Rescue, and Sea Rescue is a show that's brought to you by the whole SeaWorld parks, all of them, and it talks about the different adventures of the SeaWorld Rescue team, rescuing animals in distress, how they rehabilitate them, hopefully release them back out into the wild.
SeaWorld is one of how many facilities in the United States to house and care for walruses? Time starts now. Throw out your answers. Team Flamenco. How many places house walruses in the U.S.? How many do you think? 5. We got 5 over here. What do we think over here? 10. We're going to give it to Flamenco. It's actually 3. SeaWorld is one of only 3 places in the United States to house and care for walruses.
When the SeaWorld team receives a report of a sea lion on the local... Okay, so now we're going to go back and treat him. Even before they get him into their trunk, the rescuers know this is no ordinary sea lion. And that's because he's wearing a National Marine Fisheries Service tag in his flipper.
Alright, now we're going to go check out the Nautilus Amphitheater to see artist Stephen Fishwick, see what he creates for this event.
I do recall in first grade, we took a field trip to SeaWorld of Ohio. And I remember in the first 45 minutes of that field trip, we went to see the Orca Stadium and see these giant killer whales jumping and splashing. It changed my life. I remember going home and doing all these drawings.
So back to the Mission Bay Theater to catch, where you can meet some of the SeaWorld Rescue team, ask them questions, get some inside scoop and stories about them. And there you go, you get to even check out some actual wildlife here. Here we have Tito, a barn owl. Does he have some sort of physical ailment with him right now?
Absolutely. So Tito fell out of a tree as a juvenile, so he has some neurological damage, and he was also rescued and raised by someone, so he's also imprinted, so that's why he is deemed non-releasable.
Yeah, but look how beautiful he is, being an ambassador for his kind.
Absolutely.
Very nice. Well, pleasure to meet you, Tito.
So how do you transport the animals you're saving? How do you get them back to the park or whatever facility you're taking them to?
We have up here, right in the middle of the stage bed buckets here, this is a sea turtle transport unit that we use. When we get a call on a sea turtle, we go up to the beach, and we have these specially designed sea turtle stretchers. A sea turtle fits right in there. We wrap them up so that their flippers, sea turtles are very, very strong. And if you get hit by their flippers, it's not very fun. So we try to keep their flippers under control, get them in this box, and there is padding down here, so it's not just hard surface, there's padding on the bottom, and then we put it in the same truck and head home.
Hi everyone, and welcome to SeaWorld. My name is Ariane, and I'll be your guide as we give each and every one of you an inside look at life here at SeaWorld San Diego. Across the park, hundreds of ambassadors are working 24/7 to ensure the health, safety, and prosperity of the animals in our care. We're going to start this off with one of our whales. Her name is Orchid, and she is the first killer whale born at SeaWorld San Diego. Everyone give her a big round of applause.
Another simple husbandry behavior that we can do, and we're actually doing it with our females right now, monitoring their levels, is we actually get a urine sample from them. Now that's important to monitor all sorts of different things. Now a lot of times we're asked, how do you tell the difference between boys and girls? Well, you have to get down to this area down here by them, as you can see. Very simple. Urine collection. Good job, Shuka. I like to use math and English to describe it. Female killer whales, they look like they have a division symbol on their belly. And then male killer whales have an exclamation point down there. And that's pretty much the only way you can tell them apart, because unless they are fully grown, it's really hard to tell the difference between males and females.
So you asked for it, you asked to get wet. I can't do anything more from here. It's out of my hands. This is 55-degree water, by the way.
Otters live up to 10 to 15 years, but in human care, they can live up to 20. Oh, look at that behavior. Isn't that amazing? So I don't know if you can hear from up there, but she is vocalizing. So these otters do vocalize to communicate. They are able to hear us. They do have excellent hearing. That's why we're able to train them outside of water.
Well, that is going to do it for today's journey here at SeaWorld San Diego for Inside Look. I hope you had a great time. I know I did. Inside Look is a great opportunity for us because we got to really go behind the scenes, check out what it takes for these people to really take care of these animals, rescue them, rehabilitate them, bring them out to the wild, and or keep them here as ambassadors for their kind. And also just really getting to learn some facts and some cool trivia, tidbits, and really see behind the scenes work here at SeaWorld. So first of all, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Second, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And third, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever there's a new journey that comes across on the channel. And as always, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Big Red Journeys. So from me to you, thank you, and I'll see you on the next journey. Bye-bye now.